doesn't even look like an exit. Seriously. Hi everyone, welcome to my corner of the internet. That's where you currently are, watching this video I'm making of me playing The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. The Blood Moon expansion. Last time we came we kind of jumped between timelines and seeing different possibilities and killed a bunch of Imperial smugglers. Yep, they were stealing weapons from the Empire, and that was not the good. So we determined that it was the bad, and therefore we ended it. I'm questioning my choice of wording there, but we're just going to move along past that. We're going to head back to the fort, which the name has escaped my mind. Frostmoth, because that's actually, yeah, that checks. And we're gonna go through this solid stone slab that's apparently a door, and we're gonna head back to Fort Frostmoth. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see where the quest takes us next. Come on there, buddy. All right, let's get move on. I like the weather. The weather is nice. Well, it's not nice, but it's like, I don't know. It's a nice change of pace. You know, it was actually kind of weird when I first got here, when I first arrived in Solstheim, and I saw like the grass and these trees here, and I'm like, yeah, I was just gonna say, wait a second, this here looks wrong. Wait, something here is amiss. The fort has been attacked while we were gone. We must find Captain Carius immediately. That's exactly what came to mind. I was like, wait a second, whoa. I was like, I don't remember seeing that before. Okay, bye, Sanus Lucius. Okay, you're gonna stay with me. Oh yeah, there is a damage. Why do I keep saying things like that? Okay, sorry. And things just jumped out at me.
Careful out here in the
yeah, something just jumped out at me. I was like, oh yeah, this is a nice change of scenery. I was getting rather tired of the old bleak dullness of the rest of Ardenfell. All right, I think no, he's even higher, right? He's not just at the upper levels. He's on the upper levels. Did my buddy here come on, Carius Chambers, Carius.
right.
Did you just interact with the door? Dude, you've cornered me in the room. Thank you. He's not here. All right, well, you know what? You're with me, so I might as well talk with you, and you're probably gonna be like, where's the captain? Wait, something here is amiss. The fort has been attacked while we were gone. We must find Captain Carius immediately. You know what? I'm a dumb. The fort was attacked. Why would I think that the captain would still be just chilling up in his room? Right? Because by all accounts, he's a good captain, and he would have been like, yo, things are bad. Let's go ahead and do something about it. Let's get down there with the men and deal with business. So I'm going to babysit my follower here down the stairs, back outside. Oh god. And then we're gonna talk to guards outside, like we should have done. Like we should have just, when we arrived, we should have been like, hey, what's going on? Oh, shoot me. Guard! The fort! The creatures! It's horrible! And the captain! I haven't seen him! Find Artoria. She may know what to do.
Do you have something to say, Dumner?
Okay, so there was that's right, there was two people we could have joined up with, right? Was she the other one? I think she was the other one. So, was that general quarters? I think that was general quarters. No, that's armory. That's right, we go to the general quarters. It was the, upper level? Yes, that's right. We gotta go past you.
Friend?
Get out of my way. General quarters, upper level. Is it you? I think it was you. Yes.
You're back. And just in time.
Well, do tell. He's gone. Those creatures took him during the battle. Someone has got to find the captain. There was an attack. Some kind of wolf creatures. Oh, okay, I see where this is going. I mean, I suspected, but yes. I don't know exactly how it all happened. We were outmanned, but the soldiers fought valiantly, especially the captain. When it was over, he was gone. I didn't see him go down, so I assume he was alive. My guess is that those savages from the Nord village have something to do with this. You need to find him, Alexis. All right. Tell me about the wolf creatures. My guess would have been werewolves. I've seen them before, but this was different. I've never known the things to travel in such large numbers, and there were a lot of these things. I've also never heard of werewolves on this island. Who knows, though? I've heard rumors that the Nords up north can control the beasts, though. Some say they can even turn into them. Whatever they were, I don't want to see them again. Tell me about the Nord village. There are a bunch of savages that live on the northeast tip of the island. The Skal, they call themselves. I'll mark their village on your map. A bunch of animal spirit worshipping freaks. Wolves especially. What does that tell you? I'm sure they know what happened to the captain. Now you go find out. They're not likely to trust you, so take this. They'll like it. You should stay with them until you find out what's happened. Getting good with them, earn their trust. Wait, hold on. This last bit is happening kind of quick. Okay, so why don't you go? I'm sure they'll know what happened to the captain. Now you go find out. Okay, can I remind you, I'm actually not part of the Empire. Like, I'm technically not part of your army. Like, you're the one on, like, who's actually, you know, part of this army. Like, shouldn't you be doing this? Like, why are you like, here, go do this? And is it because I'm asking? Is that why? Is it because I've kind of inserted myself? Okay. Okay. Skull of a Skal warrior. Why do I feel like she's trying to get me killed? Show up. Hey, I got the skull of one of your fellow peoples, and they're just gonna be like, kill her. You should stay with them until you find out what's happened. Getting good with them, earn their trust. All right. I hate all of this, but all right, sure. Tell me about the Skal. I don't trust them. Worshipping wolves and bears and the like. Just not right. I mean, I'm still in pretty good shape. I mean, you know, bears and wolves, you know, you can actually see those. You know those things exist. I mean, but then again, see, that brings up the whole question of, like, gods in these sort of fantasy settings. Because, like, even in, I think I've lost my follower. Where did he go? He got stuck on something, didn't he?
You want something, friend?
I think he did. All right, well, I guess that means we're headed up to Skal Village. All right. Like, I was wondering, like, the wolf creatures, but I noticed it seemed like almost like scorch marks, or is it just dark? Yeah, it looks just dark. It's not necessarily scorch, but like they must have wolf creatures, and they took out chunks of the wall. Like, I want to see how this attack looked. Actually, that's more than just like a chunk of the wall. They took off the entire top part of the arch, right? Why isn't that out on the ground here? Whatever. Not important. Huh. I'm sorry. I'm really fixated on this because I'm like, what is the story behind this part getting broken? Was there like a spell that went off? But like, if they're just wolf creatures, like, what broke? I get that they wanted to make it look like, you know, there was a fight, and that's why, you know, this part of the wall is in rubble, and the well is busted, and that part is broken. And is there any other damage? Did I miss anything else?
Speak freely, friend.
Okay, everything seems to be fine over on this side of the fort, but like there's like some major damage for some like wolf creatures. I would expect, you know, mostly just them running and stuff. Running around and fighting, and actually there don't seem to be any guard casualties either. Okay, so there's no guard casualties. So the wolves came in here, they took the captain and bailed? I'm sorry, this is not passing the sniff test. Like, something doesn't make sense here. Unless they if it was people from, like, the Skal Village, we know that there's been tension between, like, the Nords and stuff, so I'm like, are they, like, I don't know, trying, like, a hostage thing? I don't know. All right, let's head that way. But yeah, sorry, what I was saying about, like, religion in these games, you know, you're always thrown right into the thick of things, right? You are thrown in with these gods and stuff, because that's the interesting stuff when you're playing these RPGs. You know, your character, it's you know, she's, you know, important, and so it makes sense that you would cross paths with gods and stuff like that. And so to the player, I don't know why I'm like, I'm never gonna take these items. I'm never gonna use them. Anyways, you know, it makes sense. That was a scream. Holy crap. Frice hag. Anyways, it's exclusive restore health. I'll just drink that now. Like, my health went down, so there we go. It went up. My health went down and it went up again. I'm just gonna do a quick repair thing. It'll get rid of some of the extra weight anyways. So it makes sense that your character would come across these things, but like the average person in these stories, in these games, what is their experience with like deities? Do they even cross paths with them? Do they actually see the effects of it? Because like I've played a lot of these kind of games, and you still have characters who are like staunch like atheists and stuff, and it's like in a world where like gods are so in your face, as the player, it's a strange perspective, because like I don't know, I kind of want to play a fantasy game, or like a game like this where you're not some chosen one, you're just the average everyday person who'd like never cross paths with the deities. But then it brings up the question, are they even, do the deities even really exist in that world? And it's like, it just keeps, it's like this cycle, because your perspective keeps changing, and unless you have both perspectives, it doesn't, you're not going to get the full picture, right? This is kind of cool. I like this view. It's a good view. Yep. I mean, the closest I can think of it, I kind of wanted to, I've wanted to share this like observation for a while, but I don't know where. No, you know, actually I don't want to spoil it. No, there was a game that I felt like kind of tackled this, this topic, and it, I thought it did so well, but a lot of people kind of, seem to have missed the point, and it's like they haven't caught on. Oh, I'm being attacked from the side. But to discuss it, I would literally have to like spoil the ending, like the entire game. So yeah, okay, maybe I won't. It is we'll say it's one of the Xenoblade games. There we go. I'll narrow it down a little bit for you. All right, let's take out this boar. Like that's a game I would love to play. I want to replay it. But like I've already got so much going on the go right now. I'm not going to start playing that specific game right now for the channel. But I'm definitely open to it, and I would love to do a replay of it. So yeah. But anyways, that's all. It's all boring crap because I can't talk about it. So let's get back to the game that we are currently playing, Morrowind. Yes. Yeah, I like this. It's a very, very nice change of scenery. It makes me really miss. Oh. What the heck? Holy crap! We got a rider? Okay. How are you? Rickling Raider. I was gonna say, like, how are you going to be represented on the ground after I take you out? And I guess this is, yeah, the skull of Skull Warrior. Holy crap. That scared me. I haven't seen, like, a mounted opponent, like, actually, since I started this entire playthrough. Wait, is that accurate? Unripened belladonna. Resist, restore, fortify. Huh, unripened belladonna berries. So that's different than the ones we get off of the, crap, what do they call again? I keep wanting to call them like dryads, but they're like spriggans. Right, there. Thanks, brain. There are many times when my brain lets me down. That, for a moment there, it was letting me down, but it came through. It came through in the end, so good job, brain. You were still my friend. Gotta get these wolf guts off my britches. Got any ideas? Aren't these the two who are in love? Like, it's just kind of... Yeah, okay, I guess that's the kind of conversation one would have with someone you were really close with. Or not. Or whatever. You know what? Whatever. It just seemed funny, because it's like... I'm like, how close are these two? But if they're having discussions about... I've got wolf guts all over my pants. I don't know how to get wolf guts off my pants. And they're discussing that then. Holy crap. You guys are incessant. I'm still doing it! Why am I doing this? Okay. Oh, I quick saved right as I got attacked. That's not good. I don't even know why I'm taking this leather. Oh man, they just keep coming. Some people are born dumb, like me for instance. Okay, who said that? Goblet. That goblet actually looks, kind of, come on, brain. Oh, see, there goes my brain letting me down. Very, Holy Grail. Anyways. I think that's that guy. Okay, I love that comment. I love the new, voice lines in Blood Moon. It was needed. It was definitely needed. Like, it was starting to get a little stale. It's like, okay, yep, this again. All right, yep. So it's nice. This, yeah, I miss full expansions. Like, we still do get like sizable expansions and stuff for games, but they're typically like now they're doled out as like passes. It's like DLC, like season passes or whatever. Like you're subscribing to DLC that will be slowly drip fed out to you. Like, I miss just putting down the money and just getting like a full expansion. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of like piecemeal small DLC. Just, like, I understand it. Like, in a way, it's better. Like, it gives you more choice to just be like, I want this, but I'm not interested in that. So like, I'll just take what I want. But part of me is just kind of, like, I feel like you get the convenience of just picking what you want, but at the same time, you kind of end up paying more in the end for less, if you actually, like, just math it out. All right,
Today is your lucky day, so let's hear it.
All right, I need to talk with you about, let's see, Engar Icemane. I have a skull I'm supposed to show you, and apparently that's going to make you like me. You are not of the skull. Speak with Tharstan Heartfang in the Great Hall. He is our leader, and will deal with you. All right. Tharstan Heartfang in the Great Hall. This looks like a big building. Are you the Great Hall? You might be the Great Hall. Let's go take a look. Skull Village, the Great Hall. Let's go inside the Great Hall. Looks a lot like that other place that we were in. Tharstan Heartfang?
What do you want, stranger? Why are you among the skull?
I don't know why you remind me of Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know why. Alright, hey bud. What do you want, stranger of the skull? Wish you no harm, but you will mind your manners while you are within our walls. That's fair. We will make no exceptions. Now, what is this I hear about an attack on the Imperial Fort? Yeah, see, I feel like they were very quick to point the finger at you. Like, you might be guilty, but you're also possibly not. So, tell me about this attack, or you tell me. I'll tell you, and then you tell me stuff. Those soldiers, they cut their trees and dig their holes and have little to show after a day's toil. They do not respect this land or its creatures, and for that, I find them offensive. But though I have no love for them, the Skull would never do such a thing. We prefer to let the Imperials kill themselves slowly. But these creatures that attacked, these were not wolves of this island. Now, have you finished your business here? No, I need you to explain, like... I'm looking for the one, I'm looking for the captain, and two, tell me about these wolves. You say you've brought the bones of one of our ancestors? Stupid Imperials. They need to learn to leave things as they are. Still, it is good that you have returned this to the Skull. Perhaps there is hope for you and your kind. You are welcome here for the moment, but there is much to atone for. Okay, I see the angle now that it was used. It's not like, here! It's like we're returning remains, and it's like part of like respect. Like, you know, this was one of your warriors. Here's the remains. I feel like this belongs with, you know, they belong with their people, kind of thing. So, okay, I understand that angle now. Much to atone for. Yeah, let me guess. The Imperials were like, were/are dumbs. The Imperials in their fort have brought nothing but harm to these lands. They cut the trees and dig the earth. They are wasteful, lazy, and careless. They have no comprehension of the oneness of the land. It is this oneness from which the Skull derive our strength, and the Imperials have defiled these lands. I feel like defiled is the next part, so I wanna stop on oneness for a second first. This is what gives the Skull power. It is the balance of our lands, the trees and the waters, wolf and bear. The Imperials have no respect for this balance, and we pay the price. And they've defiled the lands. Through their carelessness, the Imperials have upset the natural order, the oneness of the land. This is their nature. It must be balanced once again, and the Allmaker appeased. I wish for you to make things right, Alexis. You will be the one to restore the power of the Skull. Because I showed up with a skull? That's why, like, man, there's some chosen one crap going on here. Like, hey, random stranger, you show up, you know what? You're gonna be the one who restores the power to the Skull. Sure. You got a lot of faith in me for only a disposition of 61. Just saying. It is right that you do this, as it is your people who have caused the damage. Speak with Korst Windeye in the shaman's hut. He will give you further instructions. Okay, let's be clear here. It's not my... Oh, crap. Technically, it is. I was like, I'm not, like, all, like, Imperial stuff, but I'm literally a honorary member within the Blades. Actually, no, I am, I think, officially a member of the Blades, am I not? Yeah, I am. I am a member of the Blades, technically, and if we go ahead with Arena and working our way up, you know, through Daggerfall, and now, technically, we have been on the Empire side, so darn it, as much as I don't want to be, I guess I am on the Empire side, which makes things very interesting from like a role-playing perspective, because I know going much further into the series, like when I hit like Skyrim, there's going to be a choice there, and I'm like, I can kind of already see where my views. I'm like, I've been loyal to the Empire, but like here in this game here in Morrowind, I'm like, I'm not so sure. And actually, since Oblivion starts in a prison cell, I might say that here's where we start to see the decline of siding with the Empire. I don't know. We'll see how things play out. Speak with Korst Windeye. What can you tell me about Korst Windeye? The shaman. He should spend more time with steel and less in studies. Still, he can provide good advice. Now, you need versatility. You need people who can do all things. Let people play to their strengths. Let people be who they are. If he wants to study, man, like, that's a benefit to you. Think about it. If the wolves start coming, he's gonna be like, hey, I know how to deal with the wolves. That's right. I know silver bullets. We're gonna make guns and put silver bullets in them. And you'll be like, what are guns? And he's like, oh, let me show you. See? People with guns. That's exactly it. I want Nords with guns. I'm sorry. In an earlier video, I was like, you know, there was like a very new metal sort of thing going on. I'm like, oh yeah, like in Soulsteam. And then now I just had, you know, Nords with guns. I'm like, oh, that's the album name. Yep, that's it. That's the new metal band's album name. I don't know what the band name is though. Whatever. Anyways, I've lingered too far on this stupid tangent. Let's go to the shaman's hut. Which is probably somewhere in this village. Urn of the Quiet's house. Ice Main's hut. I don't know what, okay, let's just run past all the huts and then we can look at the map and be like, aha! Bonrod, the roarer's house. I kind of like your
You've
hut.
got the better of me, so go ahead.
No, go away. You also remind me of someone, like, your specific face, like the eye, yeah, something about it. You remind me of someone else. I wonder how much, like, the characters were modeled after other people. Ice Main's hut. Okay, we've seen these ones. There's the shaman's hut. Now, is it... I don't really see anything that's really distinct, like, makes it distinctly the shaman's hut. Alright. Horst Windeye, how are you doing? Greetings to you, wanderer. Why have you come to our village? I'm here talking about the attack on the Imperial Fort. Actually, technically, I'm supposed to be asking you about something else, but that's what I'm going to ask you about. I can tell you no more about this. If there's information, Heartfang will have it. I'm sorry, I can do no more. That's what I figured. Okay. So, I need to talk to you about restore the power of the skull. Because apparently, that's my chore. That's something I have been assigned to do. Heartfang wishes for you to do this, does he? Then I will assist you. There is a ritual that must be completed. On Solsteam, you will find 6 standing stones, each representing one of the 6 gifts of the Allmaker. At each of these stones, a ritual must be completed. Once the ritual of the gifts is complete, the oneness should be restored. Wow, it sounds like you could like hammer this out in like an afternoon. Like, why has nobody else done this? All right, tell me what the ritual of the gifts is. This is the part that makes it like, oh, that's why. It would be too much for any. Okay, it would be too much for any knot of the skull to remember. Here, take this. It will explain the rituals and guide you on the way. This book may be of some use to you as well. If you are to remain with the skull, you should understand our beliefs. Dude, like, I feel like this. Like, I feel like the story in actually even Tribunal in both the Morrowind vanilla and in Tribunal, I feel like the story has felt very organic, but this one here feels forced. This one feels a little bit like, oh, welcome to our thing here. Do this. You are now our chosen one. Like, it feels very just sort of thrust on you. I don't know. It feels doesn't feel good. It would be too much. Okay, yeah. So we got the story of Avar the Stone Singer has been added to your inventory, and locations of the stones has been added to your inventory. Okay. I'm guessing a piece of paper. It's a thing that says that. The story of Avar Stone Singer, and where is the location of the stones? I want to see that first. Yes! This is cool. I like this, having like a map in game. So we got a wind stone, a beast stone, tree stone, water stone, earth stone, and sunstone. And we just got to go to each of these points, boom, 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 and do the ritual that's going to be written in the thing. All right, the story of Avar Stonesinger. How long are you? Holy crap! This is all right. Let's read it. This can't be a book club. This is part of the main quest, so I've got to throw this in here. Sit quietly, child, and listen, for the story I tell you is a story of the ages. But what is it, grandfather? Is it a story of heroes and beasts? The grandfather looked patiently at the child. He was growing into a fine boy. Soon he would see the value in the stories, the lessons that were taught to each generation. Just listen, child. Let the story take root in your heart. In a time before now, long before now, when the Skald were new, there was peace in the land. The sun was hot and the crops grew long, and the people were happy in the peace that the Allmaker provided. But the Skald grew complacent and lazy, and they took for granted the lands and all the gifts the Allmaker had given them. They forgot or chose not to remember that the adversary is always watching, and that he delights in tormenting the Allmaker and his chosen people. And so it was that the adversary came to be among the Skald. The adversary has many aspects. He appears in the unholy beasts and the incurable plague. At the end of seasons, we will know him as Thartag, the World Devourer. But in these ages, he came to be known as the Greedy Man. The greedy man, that is what we call him, for to speak his name would certainly bring ruin on the people, lived among the skull for many months. Perhaps he was once just a man, but now he's all trogdor! Sorry. Okay. I'm like, nope, keep going. When the adversary entered into him, he became the greedy man, and that is how he is remembered. It came to... Holy crap. Trogdor was a man! Okay, I think I got it out of my system. It came to be one day that the powers of the skull left them. The strength left the arms of the warriors, and the shaman could no longer summon the beasts to their side. The elders thought that surely the Allmaker was displeased, and some suggested that the Allmaker had left them forever. It was then that the greedy man appeared to them and spoke. You of the skull have grown fat and lazy. I have stolen the gifts of your Allmaker. I have stolen the oceans, so you will forever know thirst. I mean, the oceans tend to be saltwater, technically, you don't want to be drinking that water anyways, but okay, sure, go off, guy. I have stolen the lands and the trees and the sun, so your crops will wither and die. I have stolen the beasts, so you will go hungry, and I have stolen the winds, so you will live without the spirit of the Allmaker. And until one of you can reclaim these gifts, the skull will live in misery and despair, for I am the greedy man, and that is my nature. And the greedy man disappeared. I'm sorry, naming himself, I get that they're when they're writing it out, they've changed the name, presumably, but it just sounds funny, like the greedy man. The members of the skull spoke for many days and nights. They knew that one of them must retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker, but they could not decide who it should be. I cannot go, said the elder, for I must stay to lead the skull and tell our people what is the law. I cannot go, said the warrior, for I must protect the skull. My sword will be needed in case the greedy man reappears. I cannot go, said the shaman, for the people need my wisdom. I must read the portents and offer my knowledge. It sounds like the lazy bit there is actually kind of accurate. It was then that a young man named Avar lifted his voice. He was strong of arm and fleet of foot, though he was not yet a warrior of the skull. I will go, said Avar, and the skull laughed. Hear me out, the boy continued. I am not yet a warrior, so my sword will not be needed. I cannot read the portents, so the people will not seek my counsel. And I am young and not yet wise in the ways of the law. I will retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker from the greedy man. If I cannot, I will not be missed. The skull thought on this briefly and decided to let Avar go. He left the village the next morning to retrieve the gifts. Avar first set out to retrieve the gift of water, so he traveled to the Waterstone. It was there the Allmaker first spoke to him. Travel west to the sea and follow the swimmer to the waters of life. So Avar walked to the edge of the ocean, and there was the swimmer, a black horker sent from the Allmaker. The swimmer dove into the waters and swam very far and far again. Avar was strong though, and he swam hard. He followed the swimmer to a cave, swimming deeper and deeper, his lungs burning and his limbs exhausted. At last he found a pocket of air, and there in the dark he found the waters of life. Gathering his strength, he took the waters and swam back to the shore. Upon returning to the Waterstone, the Allmaker spoke, You have returned the gift of water to the skull. The oceans again will bear fruit, and their thirst will be quenched. Avar then traveled to the Earthstone, and there the Allmaker spoke to him again. Enter the cave of the hidden music, and hear the song of the earth. So Avar traveled north and east to the cave of the hidden music. He found himself in a large cavern where the rocks hung from the ceiling and grew from the ground itself. He listened there and heard the song of the earth, but it was faint. Grabbing up his mace, he struck the rocks of the floor in time with the song, and the song grew louder until it filled the cavern and his heart. Then he returned to the Earthstone. The gift of the earth is with the skull again, said the Allmaker. The lands are rich again and will bear life. Avar was tired and the sun burned him. The trees offered no shade and there was no wind to cool him. Still, he traveled on to the beast rock, and the Allmaker spoke. Find the good beast and ease his suffering. Avar traveled through the woods of the Isinfir for many hours until he heard the cries of a bear from over a hill. As he crested a hill, he saw a bear, a Falmer's arrow piercing its neck. He checked the woods for the Falmer, for that is where they were, though some say they are not. And finding none, approached the beast. He spoke soothing words and came upon it slowly, saying, "Good beast, I mean you no harm. The Allmaker has sent me to ease your suffering." Hearing these words, the bear ceased his struggles and laid his head at Eovar's feet. Eovar grasped the arrow and pulled it from the bear's neck. Using the little nature magic he knew, Eovar tended the wound, though it took the last bit of his strength. As the bear's wound closed, Eovar slept. When he awoke, the bear stood over him, and the remains of a number of the Falmer were strewn about. He knew that the good beast had protected him during the night. He traveled back to Beast Rock, the bear by his side, and the Allmaker spoke to him again. "You have returned the gift of the beasts once again. The good beasts will feed the Skull when they are hungry, clothe them when they are cold, and protect them in times of need." Eovar's strength had returned, so he traveled on to the tree stone, though the good beast did not follow him. When he arrived, the Allfather spoke to him. "The first trees are gone and must be replanted. Find the seed and plant the first tree." Eovar traveled again through the Herstang forest, searching for the seeds of the first tree, but he could find none. Then he spoke to the tree spirits, the living trees. They told him that the seeds had been stolen by one of the Falmer, for they are the servants of the adversary. And this Falmer was hiding them deep in the forest, so that none would ever find them. Eovar traveled to the deepest part of the forest, and there he found the evil Falmer, surrounded by the lesser tree spirits. Eovar could see that the spirits were in his thrall, that he had used the magic of the seeds and spoken their secret name. Eovar knew he could not stand against such a force, and that he must retrieve the seeds in secret. So Eovar reached into his pouch and drew out his flint. Gathering leaves, he started a small fire outside the clearing where the Falmer and the ensorcelled spirits milled. All the Skull know the spirits' hatred of fires, for the fires ravaged the trees they serve. At once, the nature of the spirits took hold, and they rushed to quell the flames. During the commotion, Eovar snuck behind the Falmer and snatched the pouch of seeds, stealing away before the evil being knew where they were gone. When Eovar returned to the tree stone, he planted the tree in the ground, and the Allmaker spoke to him. "The gift of trees is restored. Once again, the trees and plants will bloom and grow and provide nourishment and shade." Eovar was tired, for the sun would only burn, and the winds would not yet cool him, but he rested briefly in the shade of the trees. His legs were weary and his eyes heavy, but he continued on, traveling to the sunstone. Again, the Allmaker spoke. "The gentle warmth of the sun is stolen, so now it only burns. Free the sun from the halls of penumbra." And so Eovar walked west, over the frozen lands until he reached the halls of penumbra. The air inside was thick and heavy, and he could see no farther than the end of his arm. Still, he felt his way along the walls, though he heard the shuffling of feet and knew that this place held the unholy beasts who would tear his flesh and eat his bones, the little spiders and aliens. That's a reference to the game Penumbra, sorry. For hours he crept along until he saw a faint glow far at the end of the hall. There, from behind a sheet of perfect ice, came a glow so bright he had to shut his eyes, lest they be forever blinded. He plucked the flaming eye from one of the unholy beasts and threw it at the ice with all his might. A small crack appeared in the ice, then grew larger. Slowly the light crept out between the cracks, widening them, splitting the ice wall into pieces. With a deafening crack, the wall crumbled, and the light rushed over Eovar and through the halls. He heard the shrieks of the unholy beasts as they were blinded and burned. He ran out of the halls, following the light, and collapsed on the ground outside. Now, what are the unholy beasts? A part of me kind of wants to say, like, vampires, because, like, the sunlight killed them or something, right? Maybe? When he was able to rise again, the sun again warmed him, and he was glad for that. He traveled back to the Sunstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of the sun is the Skulls, once again. It will warm them and give them light. Eovar had one final gift he had to recover, the gift of the winds. So he traveled to the Windstone far on the western coast of the island. When he arrived, the Allmaker spoke to him, giving him his final task. Find the greedy man and release the wind from its captivity. So Eovar wandered the land in search of the greedy man. He looked in the trees, but the greedy man did not hide there. nor did he hide near the oceans or the deep caves, and the beasts had not seen him in the dark forests. Finally, Eovar came to a crooked house and he knew that here he would find the greedy man. "Who are you," shouted the greedy man, "that you would come to my house?" "I am Eovar of the Skull," said Eovar. "I am not warrior, shaman, or elder. If I do not return, I will not be missed. But I have returned the oceans and the earth, the trees, the beasts, and the sun, and I will return the winds to my people, that we may feel the spirit of the Allmaker in our souls again." And with that, he grabbed up the greedy man's bag and tore it open. The winds rushed out with a gale force, sweeping the greedy man up and carrying him off far from the island. Eovar breathed in the winds and was glad. He walked back to the Windstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him a final time. "You have done well, Eovar. You, the least of the Skull, have returned my gifts to them. The greedy man is gone for now and should not trouble your people again in your lifetime. Your Allmaker is pleased. Go now and live according to your nature." And Eovar started back to the Skull village. "And then what happened, grandfather?" "What do you mean, child?" "He went home." "No, when he returned to the village." The child continued. "Was he made a warrior or taught the ways of the shaman? Did he lead the Skull in battle?" "I do not know. That's where the story ends," said the grandfather. "But that is not an ending. That is not how stories end." The old man laughed and got up from his chair. "Is it not?" Yep. Actually, this ties in with what I was talking about earlier. No, I don't want to get into that. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting. So basically, it's telling us kind of roughly what we're gonna have to do. So we'll be referencing this as we go on in the story. So, where was the first one? All right. So Gift of Water. So the Water Stone will be the first stop we make.
You were to perform the ritual of the gifts. I hope your way has been easy.
Dude, I haven't left. All right. So, that's gonna have to do it for today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not like it, leave it a thumbs down. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comment section. Next time, we're gonna find that water stone, using the map that we were just given of the location of the water stone. And then we're gonna take it from there. So, until that time, I'd like to ask you all to game on.